Good afternoon. Millions have died due to the new and vicious virus nicknamed the Hungarian monkey flu. The death toll is still rising and the exact origins of the illness is unknown. However, some say that it spread from rabid primates in a Budapest zoo after a child was bitten when it stuck its hand in the enclosure. Ouch. The establishment does have a history of hosting aggressive and violent animals, with a similar incident occurring just last spring. However, the owner, Victor Varda, denied to comment when we attempted to speak to him about the allegations. On a lighter note, there has been a 50% decrease in reported sightings of the undead in local areas over the past week or so, every cloud. However, we have just confirmed that the virus has now spread to China, Russia, and the US. Later on, we will also have the opportunity to speak to the one, the only, Dr. Francine Stine, to find out a bit more about the virus. She's quite literally the only surviving doctor in the country. We will also get the chance to hear from self-proclaimed doomsday prepper Bob Cleetus III to talk about what you can do to protect yourself, and maybe even get the chance to watch him prepare in real time. Not that it seems much to prepare for these days, right, guys? All of that and more to come later on The Daily Dead. Now to Jimmy with some good news.
Hi, Dead. Ed. Hi, Ed. As you can see, it's a lovely day outside. It is fantastic to be getting some fresh air out of the studio. And you'll also be happy to hear that there have been 0 reports of the undead in a 60-mile radius around us. We last had some reports of some zombies from our friends on the radio, who we haven't heard from now in a couple of weeks, unfortunately, but I'm sure that they're fine. I'm sure they're all good, and we can, get all this lovely sunshine to ourselves. We've got this patch of grass, we've got these lovely fluffy clouds. Hello there, sir. Enjoying the weather, are we? It is hay fever season, so I'm sure it's just hay fever, Oh, hello there, sir. How are you? You look a bit wounded. God, sir! Please,
Jimmy, are you all right? You know what? I'm sure we're just having some technical difficulties here, folks. Power's been quite finicky as of late. We'll be seeing Jimmy later on, I'm sure of it. Anyway, as I mentioned earlier, we are now joined by the renowned Dr. Francine Stine and Bob Cleetus III to talk about all things apocalypse. So, Dr. Stine, could you please explain to us how the disease is transferred in the first place?
So me and my colleagues have found that it's actually spread through bodily fluids, so physical contact, anything from saliva, mucus, blood even. It's just kind of this entrance to the body as a typical virus and bacteria transmits.
I see. And how long after a bite does turning occur?
We found that it depends on the transmission of the aforementioned virus or infection. It can be, if it's directly through an open wound, it could be through the bloodstream, so it enters the brain quite quicker, causes a little bit of nerve damage, whereas if it's through saliva, it can be anywhere from a week and a little bit. It really does depend.
So if it was direct bloodstream, say, hypothetically, 2 days ago, near the studio maybe, how would someone be fine?
I wouldn't be able to say. I would probably say not. It really does depend on the onset of symptoms, that kind of thing. But I really would just keep an eye out for that. So let's hope that's just a hypothetical.
Cool. So, are there any signs of a cure?
You all right there, partner?
I'm fine. You know what? We'll move on. Billy Bob Cleetus III, how long have you been preparing for the end of humanity as we know it?
Well, Ed, I've always been a believer in the Lord Jesus above and the B-bells, so, and I'm a sort of a reader myself, so I've always known there's, something bad's gonna happen. And then when my second wife, Linda, she left me, I knew the doomsday was imminent.
Oh, well, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, don't mention it, actually.
So, in your travels, what do you do if you come across other humans, other survivors in the wild?
Well, I used to run a boxing gym down in Minnesota, real ones know, so I like the left, right, good night, knuckle sandwich, that's how I take them out.
No union, no survival, no fellowship?
I think kill anyone you see, because it's me or them.
Wonderful. Well, thank you very much. And now we'll hear a quick word from our very own Dr. Winchester.
5 signs that you might be infected. Number 1. Noticing bruises to the skin that have no clear cause. Well, you might just be infected. Number 2. Getting enough sleep last night. Those heavy eye bags might be a sign that you're undead, so make sure to get your full 8 hours. More like duffel bags, am I right? Number 3, feeling a bit peckish for your friend. That could just be a crush, or you might be starting to transform. Number 4, starting to smell. Try some deodorant. If that doesn't work, it could be the stench of your rotting flesh actively decomposing. Skincare matters, people. Number 5, skin going a grotesque greeny hue. A trip to the tanning salon won't fix that one, because you've probably already tanned and are therefore losing all sense of human consciousness and morality and can't even understand what I'm saying. If you display one or more of these symptoms, well, chances are you haven't got very long. So, very best of luck, and happy apocalypsing. All information in this video has been peer-reviewed and approved by the Board of Post-Apocalyptic Academics specialising in the undead. We are not responsible for any misinformation provided, as well as what you may do with this information, as all symptoms are purely speculative and included due to common sightings in undead or dying persons.
Happy apocalyptic indeed, Doctor. Now then, would you know what to do if the infected swarmed your house, broke down your door, killed your dog, ate your cat, killed everyone you loved, and then tried to kill you? Yeah, me neither. Luckily, we know someone who does. Billy Bob Cleetus III is here to teach us, and you at home, if anyone's watching, how to pack your very own survival kit to get you through the end of the world. Take us through everything here on the table. What's this? What is that?
That's a backpack, you dingle bop.
Backpack.
This is the first step to essential survival. You gotta find a backpack. I'm sure you have one at home. And that's what we're gonna be putting all our stuff in today. So, Doctor, if you can help me out here.
Of course.
You know, me as the expert, you as the sort of rookie, I'll show you how it's done. Then, the first thing to do is water. Water is pretty good. I personally prefer milk straight out of a donkey's teat. You know, that's how my mother taught me. And a bit of whiskey on the side. But in the apocalypse, you gotta make, certain cutbacks.
Please boil any liquids that you may be drinking. That include goat's milk, water even. I would highly recommend running any kind of liquid through a strainer, any kind of fluid. We don't want to make sure there's no bacteria in there.
Wait, really?
So, yeah, do just make sure to keep a funnel on hand, boil your water and anything before use, just kind of pasteurize it. It's nothing to be afraid of. It just kind of gets rid of all those nasty little things that you don't want in your system.
Don't worry, the bacteria adds flavor.
I'd agree. So what else do we have here? What is this?
Next up, we got some food. So, Doctor, I'm not an expert on this sort of science, technical, whiz kids kind of stuff, but I believe canned food is better for eating in the apocalypse?
It's airtight, so it's completely safe. It's less likely to have bacteria, so do keep your eye out for those canned goods. As long as you eat them within the next 3 days, just to avoid contamination between your mouth and the air around you, so do just make sure they keep airtight and safe.
Now it's the good stuff, the stuff I love, my favorite thing, pills. So these ones, I take 10 a day in the morning and then 10 a day in the evening, and that keeps me good throughout the day. You all right there, partner?
Just, excuse me, one moment. You can carry on.
Well, as I was saying, these pills are the good shit.
These are Tic Tacs. Well, menthol does have some relaxing properties. They aren't curing anything, so you do need actual medicine as well.
Okay, and next up, a map. Now, I'm not big on this elastic trickery, Google-y. So what I like to do, I have this map printed out from the good old days. To understand the map, if you don't understand the map, if you're an idiot, what you need to know is north, east, southwest. How I remember that is never eat sewage water. Except I do eat sewage water. A little bit of sewage water.
Well, you can't actually eat sewage water because it's a liquid, so please don't do that anyway. Even if you wanted to, you couldn't, so please do not be drinking sewage water. Nothing in there is anything you want inside your body.
Where did you get your doctorate from, may I ask? Because that is nonsense, baloney. Anyway, the final thing we're going to be needing is a torch, because it gets pretty dark in the apocalypse. Oh, is that the end of the show?
Already?
They said I'd be on for longer. I was given a oh my.
Oh my god.
My Lord.
Oh my god!
Jesus, save me.